Hi guys, so good morning and welcome back to my magical world. It's me, Frostbite Goddess, your favorite celebrity in the Philippines. Yan, nakatutok sa akin yung ilaw ngayon eh. Ba tawag dito yung yellow light? So, kalimutan ko yung tawag nila sa um, hardware. So, it's 11:45 in the morning right now. Init. Init niya. It's closer to me kasi. I have to do it kasi ibang phone yung gamit ko. So, it's August. It's Monday. A little bit hectic. So, it's August 18, 2025. Yan. Sasabihin ko pa yung 2027 eh. Relax lang, guys. Let's take it slow. So, I'm gonna read page 276 and 277 of the book Mastery. We're almost done. So, keep looking at me. No, I'm just kidding. Keep listening. So, there could not be two separate laws, and yet, in theory, it still could be supposed that one could catch up with and see the wave itself before it appeared as light. Wait lang. Ayan. It was a paradox and it made him unbearably anxious as he contemplated it. The next year, Einstein entered the Zurich Polytechnic Institute, and once again his dislike for traditional schooling returned. He did not do particularly well at math. He disliked the way physics was taught, and he started taking many classes in totally unrelated fields. Okay, let's continue. He was not a promising student and had not attracted the attention of any important professor or mentor. He quickly developed a disdain for academia and constrictions it placed on his thinking. Still, deeply troubled by his thought experiment, he continued to work on it on his own. He spent months devising an experiment that could perhaps allow him to detect the ether and its effects on light, but a professor at the Polytechnic revealed to him that his experiment was unworkable. He gave Einstein a paper describing all of the failed attempts to detect ether that had been attempted by eminent scientists, perhaps trying to deflate the pretensions of a 20-year-old student who thought he could uncover what the greatest scientists in the world had failed to accomplish. A year later, in 1900, Einstein came to a life-changing decision about himself. He was not an experimental scientist. He was not good at devising experiments, and he did not enjoy the process. He had several strengths. He was a marvel at solving abstract puzzles of any kind. He could turn them over in his mind, converting them into images. He could manipulate and shape at will. And because of his natural disdain of authority and conventions, he could think in ways that were novel and flexible. This meant, of course, that he would never succeed in the slippery world of academia. He would have to blaze his own path, but this could be an advantage. He would not be burdened by the need to fit in or adhere to the standard paradigm. So, this is the basic that we usually go through, guys. Like, a lot of things nowadays that we're still guilty about. It is no longer working. It's not working anymore. We have to be they have to suggest us a different way of studying kasi a lot of it is not our what do you call education system is. Hay nako guys, kahiya. So, ayan. Continuing the work on his thought experiment day and night, he finally came to a conclusion. Something had to be wrong with the entire notion of the physical universe as described by Newton. Scientists were going at the problem from the wrong end. They were straining to prove the existence of the ether in order to maintain the Newtonian edifice. Although Einstein admired Newton, he had no ties to any school of thought. Considering his decision to work on his own, he could be as daring as he liked. He would throw out the idea of the ether itself and all of the absolutes that could not be verified. Ano ba yan? Ba't ako nauutal, guys? This is not normal. So, his way forward, yung light beam, his way forward would be to deduce the laws and principles that govern motion. Through his reasoning powers and through mathematics, he did not need a university position or any laboratory to do this. Wherever he found himself, he could work on these problems. So as the years went by, it would seem to others that Einstein was a bit of a failure. He had graduated from the Polytechnic close to the bottom of his class. He could not find any kind of teaching job and had settled for a mediocre, low-paid position as an evaluator of inventions for the Swiss Patent Office in Bern. Wait lang Hayaan niyo muna guys na magulo yung hair ko kasi may na-upgrade ako right now. So, but free to continue on his own, he worked with unbelievable tenacity at this one problem. Even while apparently on the job at the patent office, he would focus for hours on the theory that was forming in his mind. Even when out for a walk with friends, he would continue to ponder his ideas. He had the unusual ability to listen on one track and think on another. He carried with him a little notebook and filled it up with all kinds of ideas. He reflected on his original paradox and all of the embellishments it can undergone and played around with them endlessly in his mind, imagining 1,000 different possibilities. During almost every waking hour, he contemplated the problem from one angle or other. In the course of his deep thinking, he came up with two important principles that would guide him further. First, he determined that his original intuition had to be correct. The laws of physics had to apply equally to someone at rest as to someone traveling at a uniform speed in a spaceship. Nothing else would make sense. And second, that the speed of light was a constant. Even if a star moving at several thousand miles per hour emitted light, the speed of such light would remain at 186,000 miles per second and not any faster. In this way, he would adhere to Maxwell's law of the invariable speed of electromagnetic waves. As he contemplated these principles further, however, another paradox emerged in his mind in the shape of yet another image. He imagined a train speeding along a track with its lights beaming. A man standing on the embankment would see the light of beam moving at the expected speed. But what if a woman were running toward or away from the train on the tracks? The woman's speed relative to the train would depend on how quickly she was moving and in which direction, but wouldn't even be the same with the light beam. Certainly, the light beam from the train relative to the woman would travel at a different speed if she were running away or running toward it. And the speed of his beam would be different from the speed relative to the man on the trucks. This one image seemingly called into question all of his guiding principles up until then. So for months he pondered these paradox, and by May 1905, he had decided, so 5 years na no guys, to give up the entire matter. Taray. Nag-give up lang siya. So wait lang for the plot and twist. It seemed beyond solution. On a beautiful sunny day in Bern, he walked with a friend and colleague from the patent office, explaining to him the dead end he had reached, his frustration, and his decision to give up. Just as he said it all, as Einstein later recalled, I suddenly understood the key to the problem. It came to him in grand intuitive flash, first with an image and then with words, a split-second insight that would forever alter our own concept of the universe. Tutuloy natin to guys. Susunod. Okay? So I want to thank you guys for always listening to my beautiful voice. Nasa transition phase tayo. I just want to savor everything that is all around me. Because I'll be in a different universe soon. So, Syempre guys, we're still alive. Ano ba kayo? So, ayan. Thank you guys for always tuning to my channel. Palagi nyo iisipin na dapat nakasubscribe kayo for you to have a lot of reading sessions. Kasi this will never stop. Okay? This is a lifestyle. You know? Just so you know. So, ayan. It's a sunny day, good day, great day. Kahapon, so productive. Like, you know, my body's aching. Kasi I did a lot of, productive things. So, ayan. See you later.